You're watching the Drug-Aware Margaret River Pro. We're into round 2, heat number 2, featuring South Africa's Jordy Smith and local boy, wild card Jacob Willcox, looking to upset the top 34. As we continue on with action, Joe Trappell with 89 world champ Martin Potter. Round 2 is always a little bit radical, and this one got started very quickly.
Yeah, it looks like Jacob deciding to go on this little left-hander here. Some great surfing from him. Critical turn in the pocket, that free fall drop. So the young goofy footer trying to answer back to Jordy Smith, and Jordy utilizing those right-handers. You could say Jordy will have a little bit of an advantage, being a bigger, heavier guy, would be able to drive through the wind and chop on the face of the wave here today. Jordy Smith coming off a fantastic result at Bells Beach, making the finals, eventually losing to the man on fire, Matty Wilco. But
that's right. Speaking of Pete Mel, Pete's watching this paddling right now. We'll catch up with him in just a moment. This is Jordy Smith. Hard off the bottom. Perfect frontside carve to start. Little layback draw on the open face. Just springing down the line. Nice little snap off the lip into the closeout section. Jordy Smith hammers it. He'll stand tall to show the completion to the panel. Pete Mel got the whole view of that from the water. Peter, what'd you like from Jordy Smith on that wave?
The power. You know, this is a heat of contrast. You've got size, goofy foot, regular foot. I mean, Jordy's got a good probably, 10 to 20 kilos on little Jacob Willcox. You you saw the performance at Bells, getting into the finals, and it's just going to carry over. He's like not stressed out about all the other stuff that gets involved with competing, and I like that. I think that's fun to watch. Well,
that's right, Pete. We're watching the replay from Jordy. You're talking about the ribs on the face and how the wind is affecting the lineup. Is everything the same as what we saw earlier this morning? Yeah, it's still the same. It's still really challenging. You saw Jacob try to set a rail there on his backhand and just skipped out. He's much lighter, so it affects him a lot more than it would say someone like Jordy. And I think that's a advantage here for Jordy all the way across. I mean, a lot of heats under his belt. The youngster, luckily, Jacob's had some opportunities at the championship tour level, and had some success when he took down Kelly Slater. And here he goes now. Thank you, Pete Mel. Willcox, the local wild card, little slash under the hood. He'll get the quick vision. Now hard off the bottom. Backside wrap off the lip for Willcox. Flying down the line under the lip hack. And somehow holds on and lands in the flats. Did he have enough control to earn that finishing move, Bots?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, Joe. We'll have to have another look at that. But critical surfing there from Jacob Willcox. I was going to ask Pete whether the forecast predicts the wind to die through the day or stay the same. But I love this turn right here. Look at that, critical surfing from the young goofy footer. Nice little turn there again, and then this thing unloads on the inside. Going for it right there, losing the back foot and just not pulling that off. So incomplete last turn there from young Jacob. But great surfing nonetheless. I love this first turn here. He wanted to hit the lip and then decided not, just check turn underneath it. Nice critical surfing there from the young goofy footer. He's got his work cut out. Jordy's already dropped a big score of 6.9. And he's going to drop another bomb, so Jacob's going to be in a difficult situation.
So Jacob Willcox opens with a 6.33. Jordy's 6.9, then 7.67. Back-to-back scores are keeping him out in front. And so Smith with a nice control of the first 10 minutes of this matchup. But you love looking at this angle from the channel. You can see, even on everyday basis here at Margaret River, there's always some size. There's something to surf.
Big sets coming through out the back. Jordy Smith looking like he's going to take priority here.
Jordy now checking out the right. We got Willcox on the left as well. Back foot comes off the pad for Smith, but he will recover on the bottom. And he'll keep surfing through. He ends up kicking out, but a little slip off of the pad on that opening carve. Willcox saw that read. Jordy was going right, so he checked out the left with 19:40 to go.
See Pete Mel keeping a close eye on him, maybe having a chat to him as he goes past. But let's have a look at Jacob's right there. Pulls straight into the barrel, traveling, and then just gets swallowed up. So good, solid set here at Margie's main break as we have a look at Jordy. Let's see what happened with Jordy's wave here. Double pump off the bottom. Now he drives and loses that back foot. You can see how hard he was pushing, and then somehow, I don't know how he got back up, but that's just amazing ability right there. Great balance, great core strength, and that would have tested any kind of injury that Jordy would have had. He looks fine. We've seen what happened with Matty Wilco. Perfect example. Let's have a look at Jordy's wave again as he drives off the bottom. Watch the back foot. See how much power he puts in, and then that, because he's pushing so hard, that back foot comes off. Somehow gets it back on. That is amazing ability right there for Jordy Smith. Because of how much power he's putting in, that back foot just gave away, and he managed to get back on his feet somehow. That's an incredible balance right there from Jordy Smith. You know, it is a frustrating sport at times when you feel like you're surfing the best you have, but your results aren't showing. So hope he gets it all together.
Having a look now, big bottom turn. Good timing for Jacob Willcox. Hard off the bottom again. Solid connection off the lip one more time for the wild card. Searching for an 8.24. Backside float to finish, staying on his surfboard. And we'll see how close he gets to taking the lead off Jordy Smith with 11:45 remaining.
That was a nice little wave there. A couple of beautiful turns out the back, and then finished off with a nice critical maneuver. So let's have a look at the replay. Nice late drop there. He drives off the bottom. That first turn so important, connects beautifully with it. Holding off the bottom again. So 2 solid turns back to back. It's going to get him through that inside section, and there, that critical floater maneuver. So great control there from Jacob Willcox. Good surfing. Couple of nice turns out the back, which is very important. And finished off solid. And see how nice and low he gets off the bottom, just to give him that stability. There's a lot of bump and lump. Let's see. Gets nice and low again off the bottom. Drives off that back foot. Snaps it in the pocket. So perfect positioning right there on both those turns. And then brought it through the inside. I love this little floater maneuver right at the end. Nice critical surfing from him. You've got to really have that adventurous attitude to find him.
This is Jordy Smith now. Perfect bottom turn. Nice controlled power snap onto the lip. He'll control it for the landing for 2 big moves. Jordy trying to protect that lead out front. He's in better a 6.9 to do so. Jacob Willcox on his 5th wave turns in a 6.93. So the wild cards trying to take out the world's best. So that matchup coming up next, Leo and Kelly. With now 6:50 on the clock, Jordy Smith will check out a left-hander. Perfect timing on his backhand. Hard off the bottom, there's that open face hook. The South African teeing off. Another big belt off the lip and a searing carve on the open face. Jordy Smith just enjoying a rare moment to perform on a left-hander here at Margaret River. Now back to more backhand surfing from Jacob Willcox. We'll catch up to him on his finish with now 6:25 to go. It was always interesting when we get here. We're wondering how many lefts will be scored as keepers in their top 2. And we've had a couple of heats where it's been important to check out that left-hand option.
Yeah, well, let's have a look at Jacob's first. And he's looking for a score of a 7.65, so he needs some big turns. He needs to get that rail over. He needs to throw a lot of spray and finish off with a radical turn there. Getting that board nice and vertical, but was it enough to get himself in the lead? 7.65, that's a huge score out here. Jordy Smith, though. Let's have a look at this one. I love this wave from Jordy. Great backhand surfing from him. We don't get to see enough of it, Joe. Another nice turn right there off the bottom. Bangs it up through the lips. So 3 solid turns. And a backup maneuver right there. So Jordy Smith, he's looking to improve on a 6.9. Is that going to be enough to increase his lead? Let's see what the judges think about that, and then we'll have an idea on whether it's worth going left.
Now hitting the 3-minute mark in the second heat of round 2. Jordy Smith, his last wave, an 8.27.
Wow.
Willcox a 6.8 and a 6.93 before that. So Jordy looking left and turns it into excellent range surfing. Big power blows. He had a great line all the way throughout his turns. I love that we're getting that left coming into play today.
I love it too. So it's, you know, variety. It's something different. And I think the judges haven't seen Jordy go backside a hell of a lot, so they really appreciate this. Difficult wave to ride, but Jordy just so powerful, so clean off the bottom. Allows him just to unleash some big turns. Nice vertical, so 3 completely different turns in. Nice variety, nice speed. Kind of got hung up just a little bit at the end there, but all the damage was done. So Jordy Smith, 8.27. The judges loved that, all the way up to 8.5 on a couple of judges.
They got to see a lot of each other as we're into 20 seconds remaining in round 2, heat number 2. Willcox might have to leave it on this wave. Needs a 9.01. He slips off on his first turn, and that'll take out another local wild card from the contest. Jordy Smith took control early, built from his 6s to 7s, and then ended up finishing up with an 8.27 going left here at Margaret River.
You know, Jacob's got to hold his head up high, 693, 680. He was in there with a shot for a while, but then Jordy dropped that 8.27 and put it not out of reach, but a massive score required by the young grommet.